Welcome, Hoarders. Today we're going to be playing some more Gran Turismo Sport. This episode we are doing, what was it called? I think it was called like the Boxer, Boxer Spirit. Yeah, we're going to be doing the Boxer Spirit races. Says I need the maximum that I can have as far as power is 493 horsepower. I think I have... Okay, I have 393. So, let's go back. 493 is what I need. 493. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, wait. 492 is as close as we're going to be able to get. That is good enough for me. When I was looking through the cars that I could use, there isn't a huge selection of Boxer engines. As far as I know, at the top under where it says Boxer Spirit Race 1, it gives more of a description about what it is. It's pretty much an engine where the pistons are horizontal. That's a Boxer engine. I asked at the end of the last episode, I was like, I honestly don't know what a Boxer engine is, and now I do. It's just horizontal, and that's it. There's nothing extremely special about it. I think that the GT3 is going to be decently good. I really hope it will be. But the other cars that you could use like the Toyota Sport 800. I thought about using that because it would be like a fun car to use. But I genuinely don't think it would be quick enough. So I went with something else. Okay, this is what, Village? Gotta brake decently hard for that. Going first person. Okay, so it did keep the tires on it that I put on it. I put the Sport medium because I figured with a car like this, you don't want it to be too sticky because it already has very good handling on its own. I used to have the Racing Soft on it, but I figured that would be too planted. Sometimes you want to be able to swing out a little. So pretty much in this whole race, it's what, Subaru Imprezas, Subaru BRZs. I didn't see any Toyota Sport 800s on the list, but there might be one. I wasn't really looking that much into it. Yeah, we are on Village. Gotta slow down a little there. I don't know what that is. Looks like a Subaru just painted really weird. Looks like the newer STI. Which they need to add the older ones, the ones with like the bug eyes. I'm gonna, if I remember, I'm gonna throw a picture up of like the exact one, exact color. It's like the only Subaru that I really, really like. I know a lot of people don't like those types of Subarus, but that's what I like. They had them in Gran Turismo 5, but we're gonna have to wait and see with the newer updates of what they're gonna add. And today, as of the day that I'm recording this, I'm sure a lot of people that follow up on this, but I guess yesterday or the day before they announced the 2019 Corvette Stingray. If I can find a picture, I'll put that up too. It's the first mid-engine, well, the first full production mid-engine Corvette that they've made. They have tried concept cars of it before, but they never made it into production with a mid-engine. I watched the Jay Leno YouTube channel on it, and I was like, it looks to me a lot like, what is it, the Ferrari Enzo or the Ferrari LaFerrari, which is literally the Ferrari. I don't know. I think it might be the Enzo. I don't remember, but either way, it has like a supercar look to it, which I think Dodge, because I like Dodge as like my main vehicle category. I do own a Chevy, but I still will always like Dodge first. I do like almost any car out there, though, like mostly like the more silly ones. I've never been like a front runner of, oh, this is the fastest, and for some reason I slid off on that turn. I'm in first, so I don't have to force myself to win. Like, I've never been a fan of like fast cars like Lamborghini, Ferrari, stuff like that. I like the old ones, but I've never really been a fan of the newer stuff that they've made. Because I like muscle cars and classic cars mostly. That's just my taste, but the new Corvette to me looks nothing like it doesn't look like it's Chevy. It looks like it's an import from like Italy. It has just a different look to it. But what I was gonna say before I was rudely interrupted by myself driving off the track was that Dodge, because they discontinued the Viper because it was deemed the roof of it, I guess, didn't have enough structural integrity for them to keep producing it, so they just quit on the car and quit making it, which is kind of annoying because that was their best performance vehicle up until pretty much the Hellcat and the Demon. Might have even still been better than the Hellcat, but the Demon, as far as horsepower goes, is just unbelievable, which they should add that on here, actually. They need to have some of the, like that. I don't think they have any of the new Challengers on here. I didn't realize that. They have the old Challenger, the 1970 Challenger, but not, like, none other than that. Huh. The old game had it. They also had the older Camaro, which I think they have the newer Camaro SS, like the 2018, but I don't think they have the 2010 one that I like, which is unfortunate, but you can't please everyone. Brakes on this, I think, need a little bit tweaked a little. I'm gonna go a little more rear. Yes, I know this isn't my best driving. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to this, that I do my best driving when I'm listening to music and just playing the game. But, of course, if I'm doing YouTube videos, I can't do that. I could try, but I'm not going to, because that would be weird and I'd get copyright claims and it would be just strange all around the board. Go. Gotta eat it. What are we on? We're on lap 3. Okay. I didn't see how many races we have to do. Please slow down. I'm gonna have to check the brakes on this, actually, because these are not working great. I've had many other cars with better brakes than this. Completely missed the apex on that. Too much understeer. Gotta go over to the right. Try to cut on the inside. Not that far. I'm going way too fast. This has too much understeer. I think I might have the anti-roll bar up too much or something. I do not know. Let's do some third person. This is a beautiful car. I picked the color scheme that I enjoy the most on it, though. The black on green. Come on, you gotta brake better than that, girl. They do have the newer GT3 on here also, which I don't own that one. I have the second newest as far as what's in the game. Okay, kind of saved that one. Brake. Try to semi-coast through this, floor it. It's a good Nürburgring car. That's where I set it up at, which I think it's more made for that, actually, which would make sense. Come on, Cletus. It's weird. The brake light in the back of the window looks more... I got distracted by that thing at the top right hand corner, that little pop-up thing. But the brake light looks more orange than the actual regular brake lights. Like the center one on the wing there looks more orange. Around here. Oh, we're smoking them. I could have really taken my time on the last couple laps. But I definitely want to check on these brakes because there's something... They're not going hard enough. If, like, the vehicle's not even leaning forward much when you hit them. Because usually when you hit your brakes hard, it nosedives just a tiny bit. So you can, like, see when you're braking hard. Let's see. That might also be a tire problem. Let's change those. Yeah, my brakes are up decently high. I must have already noticed that problem before. So let's head on to the second race. Okay, our second race. I didn't see what track this is. Oh, I know I am getting likes and stuff. I did the thumbnail prior to recording this. And I published it. Because what I started doing, I just thought it'd be a cool idea as like a promotional type thing for my channel. Is I've been naming, like this one, I put the boxer, just boxer thumbnail for the description and the thing. But I didn't put my YouTube channel like I have like the past 2 or 3. Because I did this, I did the Subaru Impreza, the older one, and I did the Toyota Sport 800, which I highly recommend that car. As far as handling and stuff goes, that is a great car. It's just not very fast. It is fast for the amount of horsepower it has, though. It has a really good power-to-weight ratio that it makes it a very decent car for what it is. I was thinking about using that for these races, but I don't think that it could keep up. This is actually one of the other tracks, but reversed. This is that one track I really like with a drop, except it's not dropping the direction that I like. Haven't really noticed if it's braking better or not. Also, yesterday I got my new microphone in the mail for when I record on my PC. So, might have some better quality My Summer Car videos. And I have a special video planned for Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. And I'm also thinking about starting like a small, like every once in a while series on what is that called? Hunt Showdown. If any of you are familiar with that game. It's not a really popular game. However, it is somewhat enjoyable and scary. If you don't know about the game, it's pretty much Resident Evil 5 Battle Royale. That's the best way I can describe that. It's like monsters trying to kill you, but the monsters are AI, and then you also have other real online players that you could team up with if you want to, or you could kill each other. All that fun stuff. This Subaru's holding its own pretty decently. The hill right after this turn is the one that I like driving down because it looks really steep when you're coming down it, if you can see that. It's just an enjoyable hill to drive down for some reason. For me. Okay, with the brakes I'm getting a little more tire squeal than I was before, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing, because I'm not actually braking if my tires are squealing. Like, the brakes are on, but they're locking, and they're not supposed to be locking. Because if your brakes lock up, you go a farther distance than if they don't lock up. But it seems to be working a little bit better. That could also be because I'm braking quite a bit while turning. As long as I stay on the track, we should be good. Do a little third person again. Went really wide through there. Tap that little apex. Doo-doo. We're decently far ahead. We're 6.5 seconds ahead of second place on our third lap. And this is not a very short course either. It's not long. It's kind of a little bit below a medium course. And that Volkswagen bus is not going to win. Unless he's in first. Oh, he's going to beat me. He's going way too quick. See ya. Oh, he's getting a blue flag. For those of you who don't know, the blue flag means give way for faster drivers. So he was getting the flag, being told to let me pass him because he's not going quick enough. Did it do? Did it do? Okay, gotta really brake, let go, so I can steer. Get over here. I cut it quite a bit, but it's okay. We're gonna win anyway. I'm fairly confident in that. Now we're 13 seconds ahead. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Okay, we're gonna be turning left up here. I gotta get on the other side. Carried too much speed, just a little. Could have been a lot worse. Wow. The crew, too, has really ruined me on this game. I've been playing quite a bit of that recently, and it's a lot more arcadey than this. this has like zero arcade driving to it, so you really gotta know what you're doing. I also need to start brushing up on my, the thing is, I know this track way better when it's, like, the right way around, instead of reversed, so I have to get used to driving this track in the opposite direction, which is one of the biggest things when racing. It's one thing to hit a wall going 100 miles an hour. That's cool. I don't know how I managed to do it that time, but none of the other times. It's one thing to know how to drive in a game like this, but it's another to know the track. I know how to drive, but I don't know this track when it's reversed. I'm sure if I did this race 2 or 3 more times, I would probably have it down pat in reverse. It's like, I know I say this a lot, but like the Nürburgring, I've raced that track so many times, I know where everything is. I know when you're supposed to brake, I know when you're supposed to start hitting the throttle. I know what each bump and what jump is supposed to feel like. There's not really any jumps, there's just one steep hill that you can get some air if you're going quick enough, and you have to know when to hit the brakes on that, or else you're gonna go right off the track. Okay, we're almost done with our last lap. I think the other one's the GT3 RS. Please, why are you not braking good? Brake, for God's sakes. There's something about this that's not enjoying braking. What does that red bar mean? Okay, well, we finished it. Yay, on to the third race. Okay. Another 4-lapper, but on a much smaller track. I did mess around with the brakes a little bit. I actually turned them down, so it should help a little. Oh, this is the very beginning of the Nürburgring. That's not set up the same. Okay. Would you move? Tonka. Feels like it's braking harder. I also... What did I do? I have the same tires on it that I had since the last race. I made the suspension a little bit harder, so maybe when I brake, maybe that was what helped. I don't know. Something I did help. The only thing I did was turn the brakes down and firm up the suspension. Maybe the brakes were just squealing too much before, so I wasn't actually stopping. See ya. Yeah, the other day I was using a Fiat 500 and I couldn't even make it up this hill right here. Me and my friends were trying to have a slow race, which the whole idea of the race was to get the slowest vehicle that you could think of and make it as slow as it could go. So we had the, what was it? I think it's 16 horsepower Fiat 500. Turned everything down on it as far as it could go, and I made my suspension all the way up. I made the suspension as loose as it could get. And we were running our cars on lean, and I couldn't even make it up that hill. I mean, 16 horsepower isn't a lot. You'd think you'd be able to make it up that hill, though. That's already one lap. Gotta really brake here. Which this car should be good here, though. I actually like turning back up here more. It's easier to make this turn than it is to make the first turn. Wonder if that guy brought the VW bus again. If he did, we're probably gonna pass him. I think he might have, because I see a group of 3 people way at the back. I'm thinking K. Gross, or whatever his name is, in 8th place. I'm assuming that maybe he brought the VW bus because it says German. Obviously, he doesn't have to be German in order to drive a VW bus. But, hey, who knows? He might. He might be driving it. Okay, getting a lot of speed, and we're gonna have to brake early-ish. I went a little too early. Better to go a tiny bit early than way too late. Floor it. There's a train going by. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Too quick. I made it though. I was getting ready to turn left there. How you're supposed to on the normal track. Okay. On to our 3rd lap. It's going pretty quick. My main goal is to catch up with whoever's in last place. And stay by them somehow. This car's doing really good on here, though. I really haven't had any mishaps at all. But I also know this track a lot more. Not this section, no. I usually take that first turn that ends up leaving out right there. So I know, like, from here around. Brake. Brake. Floor it straight through all this up until we get to the corner up here. Brake. I'm gonna coast the rest of it a little. Hit the apex. Going a little quick there. Hit that apex. Go all the way to the left. And hit the apex on the right up here. This is a decently crucial turn to, if you're going fast, I'd say a little faster than this, it would matter a lot more. Would have been disqualified for going there normally, or not disqualified, or get a penalty or something, because I cut that turn too much. I keep wanting to press X to do, like, Nitrous from, like, the Crew 2. I've been playing it a lot lately, and it's... I keep thinking of doing the controls, like, on there. here. Way too fast. Need to learn this tiny section up here a little more. It's like those 2 turns and that's it. Back to the stuff I know. Wonder what the next 2 races are, like what tracks. It feels real slow, but I'm doing like a little bit of a fast-paced calm drive. Like I'm not really going at it because I don't need to. But maybe I will need to later. I don't think I'm definitely not going to catch whoever's in last and lap them. Would be cool, but I'm not going to be able to. Floor it. Got a tiny bit squirrely there from that strip. And brake. Try to brake it to 150. See, I made that turn a lot better that time than I did last time. First 2 times wasn't bad. It was on the 3rd lap that I kind of screwed it up. Okay, floor it. And all we have to do is get across the line, and we are 28 seconds ahead of 2nd place. So that is a big win right there. On to the 4th race. This track, I don't know too much of it. I have done a couple challenges on this, and I think 1 race, so I've only really raced on it like 3 times. I know some of it. I know I mess up on this turn up here a lot. I think with the challenge I had to do it with the Camaro GR4 car. Or GR3, one or the other. Thanks for hitting me. This one might be a little bit more of a challenge. If you haven't done this series yet, I highly recommend it though. Because I've been making the first 2 races I made 50,000, and the 3rd race that I just did I made 75,000. So I'm assuming I'll probably make 75,000 for this one, and maybe that or more in the next one. So they're pretty good. You're making some pretty good money on here as far as these races go. I would love, though, to get the Shelby Daytona on here. Who knows, maybe I'll get that for my daily reward sometime, which would be even better because then I don't have to spend $20 million on it. Okay, I usually mess up that last one too. This one might be more difficult. There's only 3 people up here that I have to catch, and I'm thinking this straight stretch is going to be my best friend to catch up with them. All I have to do is carry more speed through the turns than them, and make the turns. As I know these turns can be oddly tricky, because they're not banked a whole lot that you can carry a lot of speed through it, but they're banked enough. I don't think we'll have too much problem here because I just made it to these 2. I think I'll be able to pass these 2 on this lap and then first place on the next lap, because there's this straight coming up here, which should allow me to pass them, especially if I start hammering it before I get to them. Okay, right here. Got both of them. See, I'm pretty realistic about where I think I can get to. I might be able to catch up to him on this straight stretch, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pass him. I always had problems with this turn right here, too. Okay, floor it, floor it, floor it, floor it. Okay. Did a little bit of a risky thing there to try to catch up to him. And we have. And we're going to pass him, too. All I gotta do is carry more speed. That's all you gotta do. We're finally getting to the part of the races on this series that are starting to be more difficult for me. As far as the AI keeping up. They're not quite staying with me as good as I would like them to. I'd like to be able to get into first place, like on the last lap or something. Because getting to first on, I'd say basically the end of the second lap I got in the first place, but it was the beginning of the third lap. I just like having that, that more competition trying to get to the front. Oh, and someone brought a beetle. A very nice looking beetle. I like that color. I actually have a model of a 66 beetle that is like that same metallic red. Oh, that's how I normally mess up that turn. Yeah, see, he's somewhat keeping up. But on the straight stretches, I pretty much lose him. And this is our final lap. So this one was quite a bit more enjoyable because it's more difficult to get where I need to go. In this turn, you really have to be careful on this because you wanna just stomp it, but it doesn't have enough bank. Same with this next one. I don't even know where this is at. This track is at. Is it like Utah or something? Because I know there's a Utah map on here. Really cut far on the inside there. Need to get far on the outside here. Brake and let off. Floor it. Floor it the rest of this race. I have the transmission set so I can hit probably about 190 miles an hour. I could probably turn it down a bit so I'd get more acceleration out of it. But it's not really giving me much, like many problems with that. I got 50K this time. So, I don't know. I just hit over $1 million. Yay. On to the last race. Now this one, I know the track quite a bit more than some of the other ones. Do this one at first. I think I did the whole last one in third, just about. Floor it. Excuse me. How many laps? Oh, this is an 8-lapper. It's a pretty short track though, so guess that makes sense. As long as I can get to first by the end of it, I'll be happy. This is also a good drift track. Been on here a couple times when people were drifting. And I pulled out my, what is it, the 512 BB Ferrari? That's the one I use as my drift car. And I recently started using the Mach 1 Um, just on a whim, I was like, yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be good, ha ha. And it ended up actually being pretty decent. Because the joke was, like, I used it in a couple races, and it's a pretty squirrely car. Move. 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 Just try to brake check me. I think I could turn that down a bit. Even more, actually. Okay, no. I'd like to get the fastest lap on here. Okay, go. Oh yeah, I got the fastest lap easily. 1:03, and he had, what, 1:13? Okay, I'm in first place. They could have set this as a 4-lapper and it would have been just fine. But with this being 8 laps, I'm sure I'm going to make probably the 75,000 again. That'd be nice. I could just do this series over and over. You make like 500k for doing the whole series. Well, probably like 300k for the whole series. Actually, it'd be 275 so far. Go. But I don't know if you redo the races if you'll always get the same amount of money if you come in first. If so, that's not too bad. Because there's this one race I've been doing that's really, really quick and you can make 25k off of it. But with this, I might have to do a little bit of a time trial thing and see which one's quicker. Because if that $75,000 one is like, if I multiply the one that you get $25,000 by 3, and it's a slower time than if I do the one for 75 grand, I'll just do the one with 75 grand. Because then I only have to start the race once instead of 3 times. Okay. We just crossed over past halfway through the race. I'm doing pretty good, so I'm going to switch to third person again. Went a bit off there. Brake, brake, brake. Brake a little more. On to lap 6. Apex, hit the other apex while braking, coast around the turn, floor it. I'm gonna try actually to beat my 103 time. I see that car up there. I might be able to pass him by the end of the race. Not if I go off the track. I think I'll definitely be able to pass him by the time we finish this. I did beat my 103 lap. Good. My own competition is myself. Brake, brake, brake. The back end swings a tiny, tiny bit. It never really fully lets go, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna catch this guy, though. Going too quick. Saved it, though. See ya, you've been lapped. He got the blue flag also. Someone up here is getting a blue flag, too. Floor it. Last lap. I actually didn't even look what series is next after this. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it might be the Mazda series, which I'm not too crazy about doing because I already did the Mazda series on the beginner level, which it's going to be exactly pretty much the same, but I'm going to use a different roadster for it. Probably just use the Mazda Miata instead of the MX-5 or whatever they have on this game. See ya. He got the blue flag too. Gotta be quicker than that. Gotta floor it. We finished, yay. Yeah, I do believe that, yeah, that's probably, okay, we got another 50K. So the third race is the one that I made 75,000. Which, what track is that? Oh, okay, that's the small Nürburgring one. So I made the 75,000 for that. I hope on total I hit the 26-mile thing. Actually, okay, the Mazda Roadster Cup is the next race, and I believe you can only use the 2 cars. Yeah, I used the Roadster S last time. I'm going to use the Mazda Miata next time because I don't want to use the same car 2 times. It will get kind of annoying, so I'm going to use the Mazda Miata next episode, which I already have it set up, which is helpful. I don't know how many miles I did on here today yet, because I didn't get my daily thing unless I got it last night when I was on here at 2 a.m. That's quite possible. Update news. Let me see this. I'm just curious, because it says the 27th. Wait. Oh, this was already done. Okay, that's from June 27th, not July. I thought it was like an upcoming one. That's kind of annoying. So I'm going to get out my Mazda Miata, which is red. Don't know if I have it maxed out yet. I'll have to see. Yes, I do. I did use it a couple times around the Nürburgring. So I'm probably going to be ending this episode there. I completed that whole series. So I'll probably get the Mazda Miata ready, and then I'm thinking, oh, it's the J Sports meeting next time. So I have to have a Japanese car for this. Just to look down through. Not going to use that because I already did that in a video. Didn't use that yet. I did use the RX-7. I don't think I used the older RX-7 yet. Didn't use that. Did use that. Didn't use that yet that I know of. I don't think I did. I think the older Fair Lady might not be too bad. I'm pretty sure I already did the Datsun. What is it? The 240Z in here or the 432? Okay, maximum output is reduced to 394, so I'm not going to use the Toyota Sport 800 because it just doesn't have that power to keep up. If it was a race where it was less than that, I might go for it. Maybe I will use this, the Toyota Sprinter that they have 400 different labels on it. I might end up using that. If not, it'll probably be... I forgot about the 2000 GT. I don't think I used that yet. And the Toyota MR2 wouldn't be too bad. I believe I used the Supra, the Turbo. But I definitely did not use the newer Supra, the 1997 Supra, so I might use that. But I'm going to be ending this episode there. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click one of my previous, next, and related videos. And don't forget to check out my other social medias in the description down below.